Welcome to And Finally with Ribs and Dill.
And Finally is a weekly digest of light-hearted, bite-sized news.
We have trawled the globe
And most of the internet.
for the funniest news stories and will now do our best to make them even funnier.
So chill out and relax whilst we make the news worth listening to. And finally, in pachyderm news, we have the story this week that villagers have been knitting jumpers for Indian elephants to protect the large mammals because the temperature's dropped over there. And this ripping yarn, Rib's going to tell us a little bit more about.
Yes, it's in India. It's Indian elephants.
Right,
specifically.
okay.
Yes, and women near a village near the Wildlife SOS Elephant Conservation and Care Centre, nice snappy name there,
Yep.
have begun producing colourful pyjama-like garments for elephants because the temperature's approaching sub-zero at night.
Oh, pyjama-like garments.
Yes. And although the headline says they knit jumpers, it's illustrated with a picture of an elephant with a crochet blanket. I'd like to point that out.
So it's not knitting at all?
No, because it is. It's got kind of knitted leg warmers on, which I like.
Oh, has it?
Yes. You probably can't see that very well. But yes, it's got knitted leg warmers on and then a nice crochet blanket.
Right, as an avid knitter, I'm just slightly worried about the amount of wool I would need to pull over an elephant's eyes in order to get it to like some of these patterns.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I crochet, but when I crochet, I crochet really tight, so everything I make is much, much smaller than it's supposed to be.
Right.
So for me to knit for an elephant, I'd have to be trying to knit for a whale, I think. I once made a hat for my son, but it was just ridiculous. And he was a baby at the time, but it was too small. It was more like an egg cosy.
Oh, bless you.
So, yes.
Trying to strangle your son's brain before it was even had a chance to develop. I have already knitted for animals in the past, actually.
Have you?
Yes, there was an oil spill in the South Atlantic, which coated a lot of penguins in oil.
Oh.
And one of the few ways you can stop penguins eating the oil from their own feathers is to put them in a jumper.
Oh, cute.
Yes, so you have to knit these little penguin jumpers, which they give you a pattern for.
Yeah.
They can't use their wings when they're in the jumpers, it holds them to their sides. And they stuff the penguins in jumpers until they can get them washed.
Oh.
So they don't lick
That's
themselves.
a good idea. So I suppose you can't,
because
because you can't put those bucket collars on a penguin, like you put on dogs.
Yeah.
You can't do that on a penguin.
They don't really have a neck.
No. No, that's true. Yeah. Where would you put it?
But the neckline on the jumper was never a V, it was always a rounded neck on an elephant, on a penguin jumper.
Yeah, elephant jumpers probably would be V-neck, I think.
I'm just wondering, with it being an Indian elephant, does that mean you've got to do more ear work?
More ear work?
Well, do they have bigger ears than their African counterparts?
Oh, no, I think they've got smaller ears.
Smaller ears,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a great story to pack in your trunk.
And finally, in pest news, cockroach prank plagues school. This is the news that school bosses were forced to call in pest controllers 5 times after pupils released cockroaches in a sixth form common room.
I mean, cockroaches in a school, aren't they there anyway?
I would have thought they would be.
Yeah.
But what I like about this particular story is it's in my old grammar school in Faversham, Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, okay, so it's a local story as well.
It is, yes.
My other question is, why are schools keeping cockroaches in confinement instead of getting rid of them?
What do you mean?
Well, why are there cockroaches to be released? Are the kids bringing them in, or are they already in the school?
No, I think they brought them in. It was a prank.
Okay.
It's end of year prank.
So they
were
brought
like,
them in from
see you
outside.
later. Here's some cockroaches, kind of thing.
Where did they get them?
I don't know. Well, you can buy them online, can't you? Because if you've got like reptiles, if you keep reptiles, you can buy them for them.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
So kids are purposely going out of their way to buy cockroaches?
Oh, yeah.
So,
but this is a grammar school, they're clever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you went to this school?
I did.
So they're not that clever?
Thanks. I've done so well for myself. Here I am at the heady heights of local radio.
All 3 pests were cleared from Selling Primary School.
Oh, yeah, Selling Primary School. Well, that's near Faversham as well. Yeah.
But, so they're a grammar school that took the pests to a primary school?
No, you're getting confused.
I'm very confused.
No, so that was the main story, and then this newspaper has found out other pest call-out things.
Okay.
So Selling had rats, wasps and mice.
Right.
Yes, but that's just normal because schools do get those sort of problems. Rats are everywhere, aren't they?
I suppose.
Yeah, I think. But what a squirrel had to be removed from Ospringe Church of England Primary.
Oh no, surely just train it.
That's my primary school, so I like that. And what I particularly like about that is that my mum used to run the Tufty Club, which was a road safety club, and Tufty was a squirrel.
Tufty was a squirrel?
I'm hoping it wasn't actually Tufty. But
No.
maybe. Yeah.
Now all the kids won't know any road safety because Tufty can no longer teach.
Now he's been caught.
Mm.
Yes.
See, my high school was based right next to a river that was filled with junk and pollution.
Sounds lovely.
And we had very large rats that roamed the river area.
Yeah.
And occasionally people would try and lure them into the school. But I think the rats knew that they'd be worse off inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
They never did come in.
No.
No.
And there's another bit in this story, the Abbey School, which is where my brother went to secondary school, and they get this is horrible. The guy, the manager there, he said that pest controllers come in on a routine basis, and this involves rabbit and mole gassing.
Oh.
What are rabbits going to do?
I don't know, maybe dig up the school playing fields?
Well, so what?
Well, if you're going to, get into the top leagues of football or rugby or whatever sport children play these days, you need a flat playing field, surely.
Not playing croquet, are they all crown bowls?
Well, it was a grammar school, as you said.
No, well, this
surely
Abbey
croquet.
School is not a grammar school.
There's too many local schools that all have links to you.
Yeah, sorry. You just have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't do. They're local schools. I'm not a local.
Yeah.
I'm from the north, where we have bigger pests like badgers and foxes.
Badgers aren't pests.
They are. If they come at you at night with the stripes, they're like burglars. Got to be careful.
And they are this country's biggest, what do you call it? Predator.
They are this country's biggest predator.
What do you call it? It's not so scary, is it?
It's not really. With the badger coming after you. And finally, in royal news, this is the news this week that the Queen has posted her first ever Instagram. Go for it, Queenie. So, what would the Queen post on Instagram, Ribs?
Well, what she has posted, she was at the Science Museum, and she's posted, let me see, a photograph of a letter written in 1843 to her great-great-grandfather, Prince Albert, by Charles Babbage, the Victorian computer pioneer.
But, I mean, I do love a bit of Babbage and Ada Lovelace and their whole story,
Yes.
but, I can see where computing comes into it and that it's sort of a fitting thing to post on Instagram. But if Queenie's going to be going for it, I want to see the corgis.
Yep.
Because I love my pet posts on Instagram.
Yes.
I want to see what she's having for dinner. Does the Queen have cornflakes? I don't know, but I want to see Insta pictures of her with the soy milk, #vegan, living that Queenie dream. I want to see crown selfies in a bathroom mirror.
Yes.
Like, I desperately want to see the Queen with, like, one leg up on a sink.
And does one's bum look big in this?
Yes. Or, just Queen, like, oh, thought I looked pretty, but might delete later. I don't know why that's a Queenie accent. It wasn't very Queenie, was it?
And what hashtags would she use?
Oh, #living the royal dream.
Yes.
#Philip's at it again. I could definitely see those.
I did tell him.
Yeah. #commoners. Just, I can do what I like because I'm the Queen.
And I wonder if she'll do Insta stories or if she'll just stick to the main timeline.
I get a funny feeling that she didn't post it herself.
You think?
I don't know why. Part of me, who knows that my nan, who is similar age to the Queen, can only type in capital letters on a massive iPad, is probably thinking Queenie herself does not know how to
I haven't seen her holding a mobile phone either.
No.
And that's kind of, you need that, don't you? I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she could have a mobile phone in her handbag, though. She does have a handbag with her at all times.
She does always have a handbag. And it's always well coordinated. The one thing I do love about Queenie is her fashion choices.
I mean, if she had a phone, she could have all different cases, that would match her outfits.
Bling.
Yeah.
Bling.
Oh, she would definitely have bling.
I wonder what's in her handbag.
Yeah.
My guess is it's just 20 Rothman cigarettes. Other brands are available, but I imagine Queenie's
no, if I was the Queen, I'd have hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer.
Oh, no, but do you touch the Queen? I don't know.
No, you don't touch the Queen. You curtsy on...
Plus, she always has gloves on anyway.
Yeah. Filthy gloves.
Yeah. Maybe she has special Queen's toilet paper.
I'm just wondering if there now is the sort of an official royal Instagrammer as a job.
There may be.
Because I'm sure that they have their own media department. They definitely do.
Oh, they must do, yeah.
So I wonder if somebody has just been hired as the new royal Instagrammer.
Yeah.
That must be a great way to get your start in.
Yeah. Because the post had 32,000 likes.
Really?
Yeah. I never get that many. I got 18 the other day. I was well chuffed.
I think my top Instagram has like 100 odd likes, and the only way I know to get likes is #vegan. I know it's sad, but if you #vegan, everyone likes it.
Well, the Queen won't be able to do that, will she? I'm pretty sure she's not vegan.
No, she's definitely not.
No.
All those swans, somebody's got to eat them.
And finally, in Explorer news, the Explorer Ranulph Fiennes is sleeping in his old Ford Mondeo rather than paying for a hotel, apparently.
Surely Ranulph Fiennes has got enough money to get a hotel.
Well, that's what you'd think.
Or enough friends that he could crash on a sofa.
Yeah.
Like, this man, he's like 75 this year, is he, or something ridiculous?
He's 75, and he's a sir.
Yeah. Sir Ranulph Fiennes sleeps in a Mondeo
Yeah.
to avoid London hotel fees. Now, I know London hotel fees are extortionate, but even I can fork out for one for a night or two, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just bizarre, isn't it? It even says where he's doing it as well. So now, surely, all the paps are just, every car, every Ford Mondeo in West London has now got a gaggle of photographers around it.
I'll tell you that it's in Queensgate, but I won't tell you more because it quite possibly might be illegal. And it's like, I think it actually is, isn't it?
Is it illegal to sleep in your car?
I think so.
Why?
I don't know. But a part of me just
Only if you've been
is.
drinking, probably.
Oh, okay. Then that's even weirder, because surely if you've had a drink, you're better sleeping in your car than driving it.
Yeah, but then you might. I think there's some kind of funny thing there that you might be thinking about driving.
I'm just worried that he might get fines.
Oh. Well, that's what he's worried about. That's why he said it. Yes.
I wonder what Ranulph fines would be.
Yes.
60 quid.
Well, he can't afford much, apparently.
Apparently he can't afford a hotel.
Even though he has raised £18 million for charity.
Not just for charity, that's a single charity, isn't it? That's Marie Curie.
Yeah.
Surely Marie Curie have an office in London they could put him up in.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
They do, I know they do.
For him.
They could, Marie Curie, if you're listening, I don't think you personally are listening, you're quite dead, aren't you, Marie Curie?
Yes.
But if the charity's listening, get in touch with Ranulph and offer him a room somewhere.
Yeah,
Come on, stingy.
Yeah. Do you like the sound of his next adventure? It sounds brilliant. He's going to walk across the seabed from Robben Island to Cape Town in South Africa, equipped with only breathing apparatus and a sonic device to repel great white sharks.
So the only question I really have on this is, why?
Yeah, well, exactly. He's getting to 75 now, so now he's coming up with more crazy ideas because he's running out of sensible
I get adventuring to places people haven't been, seeing things people haven't seen, but we've been to the bottom of that bit of water.
Yeah, but no one's probably done that, though, have they?
Well, no, but that's more like I'm going to sit in a bath of beans for a week because no one's done it for charity.
It's like Guinness World Records.
It's more of a daft charitable thing than an expedition to the poles, or, there's bits of the underfloor we haven't seen of the sea.
Yeah.
You could get a submersible and go down there and see them and be like, this is what's here, it's a chicken that can swim, or whatever they find. Yeah. It just seems like he's doing daft things, really.
And the picture of this story is a very serious face with his, furry hood from his expedition. I can't imagine what he looked like underwater. Is he going to wear the hood?
I hope he does wear the hood. And finally, in small print news, have you been reading the small print? One Florida woman, a teacher perhaps, has read the small print on something she purchased, and it had a clause in it saying that if you read it and report in, you will win $10,000. And as she was the first person to do so, she won the money. Ribs, do you read the small print?
No, but I'm going to now.
Well, you should. You really should.
Well, the problem with the small print is that it's very small.
Yes. We are both wearing glasses.
We are, and I've got varifocals on. Oh. So small print.
No good for you. No. I tend not to read the small print because I haven't got time in my life.
No.
And, it's not... Some people say it's not worth the time, but I don't know if you remember, back in 2010, GameStation, who were a British sort of games company, they added a clause into their small print that said they owned your immortal soul.
Oh, yes, I do remember that, actually.
Yes, yeah. Which I thought was rather good, really.
Yeah, that is good.
And, only 12% of purchasers paid enough attention to opt out. And the company collected 7,500 souls in a day.
What did they do with them?
Well, they're immortal, so they don't have to do anything immediately, do they?
No, that's true. They
can take their time thinking about that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose they do need to decide before the people die, because that's when they'll come available.
Well, I suppose, yes. Well, would you think they own your soul straight away?
Well, you've got it, though. You can't give it to them, can you? There's only one way to get it.
I wonder how many other companies have hidden nice things like the $10,000 in their terms and conditions. I doubt it's many.
I can't be bothered to read them all, though. So some of them are just like 10 pages long, aren't they?
Oh, they get longer. Yeah. Have you read the iTunes one?
No.
Well, you're not allowed to
Yes, I have iTunes. Yes, Apple. Yes, I've read all of them.
iTunes terms and conditions have a clause saying that their software may not be used for the development, design, manufacture and production of nuclear weapons.
Oh.
Which as somebody who, uses iTunes and other music
that's ruined my plans.
Yeah. I was planning on spending this weekend creating some...
cancel that plutonium order.
From iTunes.
Yeah. No, from obviously with the nuclear weapons.
Yeah. You didn't order it. There's no song called Nuclear Plutonium on iTunes that you've ordered.
No.
Thinking you could make chemical weapons.
No.
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 Okay.
You're not getting any.
I'm not getting
Never
anything.
mind.
I'm definitely not getting any of iTunes.
On the small print front, I was in a cafe today, and they had a poster on the wall which described the history of it. It was a cafe that had been going a long time, and it had a history in it. I was trying to read it while I was waiting for. It was in the loo, actually. Not that you need to know too much information. Anyway, I was trying to read it. It had a very small print describing what was going on in each year.
Right.
And I realised that to read the small print, I needed to look through the bottom of my glasses. And so I was standing on tiptoes, looking with my head tilted back through the bottom of my glasses, and then somebody came out of the cubicle and gave me a very strange look.
I can imagine. That would be a strange thing to do.
And I only got up to 1974, so I'll have to go back to find out what happened.
Do we need to go higher to find...
Well, I guess... No, lower then. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess what happened is the cafe's still open, because I was in it. And finally, in makeup news, Virgin staff on Virgin Atlantic no longer have to wear makeup while on duty.
It does seem a bit draconian and slightly sexist that... Well, or did all staff have to wear makeup?
Only female.
Exactly.
Crew, yeah.
I can't say the word. I've lost all ability to say the word. Draconian? No.
What? I know what you mean. No, I can't say it either.
Oh, God, no. Dickensian? No.
What is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, anyway.
It did seem very old-fashioned that they made people wear makeup.
Yes.
Like, that's, ridiculous.
It's draconian. That is
draconian, thank you.
That's what
it sounded wrong after I was saying it too long.
Yeah.
So you ever wanted to be cabin crew?
No, to be fair.
See, I don't think I can be cabin crew because I am the size of the aisle of most planes.
Yeah.
And I was
You'd have to go on a jumbo.
I would.
Sorry.
I am a jumbo. I am very much a jumbo. I was talking to one of my friends who is crew, and she tells me that part of getting into being a cabin crew is that you have to be able to lift the door above your head and throw it clear of the plane. And they do these drills on fake doors.
Yeah.
And I can easily do that.
Yeah.
I don't think you could with your little weedy arms.
I've been going to the gym.
Have you?
Yes.
The improv gym, maybe. That's the only one. But yes, I couldn't get to the door through that aisle.
No.
I'm not allowed to sit in the emergency row.
Why not?
Because if I die in the emergency row, I block the exit because I'm so large. This is the peril of being fat, people. Don't be fat. Ribs will tell you it's dreadful. She's not actually fat. She just hates me for being it.
I do not.
Every week you've done a fat joke.
It's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. That's true.
Yeah. But I can now, if I wanted to, I could now be cabin crew because I don't do makeup. It's just too complicated. If I do makeup, I look like I'm in drag.
I've done drag, so I could probably teach you a thing or two.
Maybe you could teach me to do makeup.
I possibly could.
Finally, in guinea pig news. Well, actually, this is sneakily more about knitting for animals.
Oh, I do love knitting for animals.
So, Vets has been inundated with offers to knit guinea pig jumpers.
See, now that's much easier than doing the elephant jumpers.
Yeah, this is probably more like penguin jumpers.
I imagine the patterns are pretty similar, although you've got 4 legs
and their legs do have to stick out because it's not to constrain them.
Why do they need jumpers?
Well, apparently when they have anaesthetic, then they get a bit cold. They're not very good at regulating their temperature afterwards. Oh, okay. And so they ask for these little jumpers to keep them warm after they had an anaesthetic.
See, now that actually happens to a lot of people as well. They get cold after anaesthetic.
Yes, they do.
And we have a piece of equipment that's like an inflatable lilo that we put over patients to warm them up. I'm a nurse, by the way, just in case anybody doesn't realise this. And do you know what it's called?
No.
It's called a bear hugger.
Where do I get one of those?
And it's got a little bear logo on it.
And
you attach it to a big pump and it pumps warm air all around the patient.
I need that. I'm very bad at regulating my temperature.
I think they cost like a couple of £100 and they look ridiculous the bits that you put over the patient are disposable.
Oh. Yeah. Because I'm just thinking the amount of money I spend on hot baths.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we could make little tiny bear huggers for guinea pigs.
But they'd be called pig huggers.
Pig huggers.
Guinea huggers.
I mean, I've been called many things in my life, but pig hugger is beyond the pale, I'll be honest. Like little tiny jumpers for guinea pigs. Yeah. Crocheting probably better than knitting for that smaller volume of...
Yeah, but then they'd have holes. Although they say, don't they, holy things are actually better at insulating, but I never believe that.
It holds
like
the
a
warm
string
air
vest.
closer to
How
you.
does it? It's got holes in it.
But that's you want the warm air, don't you, I suppose? I don't know.
Nonsense.
I don't know.
No. But this is an example of... so they asked for donations of little jumpers, and now they've got too many.
Just like the mascara ones.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody's been seeing this, but there was an Aberdeenshire wildlife charity that wanted old used mascara ones that they'd cleaned to clean birds' feathers,
Yes.
just like those penguins I was talking about earlier. And they got thousands of the
I
things.
wonder if they didn't clean them, would the feathers just get longer and longer?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Could be for like birds who've been plucking their feathers out. You could
Just,
use special like,
Some
super
really
length.
well turned
Yeah.
out owl. Just mascara
Yeah, some really
everywhere.
good like bits on
Just-
his head.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
Really cool.
Done those little, what do you call those wings?
I don't know those bits on that. I don't know what you call them.
When you do your eyeliner and you put the flick at the
Oh
end.
yes. I
Yeah.
don't do that. I don't do makeup. See?
Well,
yeah.
you know, be amazing on a big owl round eye.
Yeah, it
wouldn't It would.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, don't ask for things you don't want, I suppose.
No.
You get
Well,
tons of them.
don't put it on the internet. I think that's the problem.
Don't put it on the internet.
And finally, in gnome news.
Well, you know what they say, gnome news is good news.
Very good. Well, I think I've chosen this story just because of the headline. Gnome maker may go under.
Go underground.
I don't know. No.
Underground gnomes.
Underground? Overground?
The Wombles.
That's Wombles.
That's-
Sorry.
Underground gnomes scare me.
But yeah.
Gnomes
Cave
scare
gnomes.
me, I'll be honest. Sorry, what was the story?
Well, the story actually is one of Europe's last traditional manufacturers of garden gnomes is struggling to find a successor for its 145-year-old business when the owner's retiring.
Is it because they've not told anyone about their business because it's know me your business?
I'd like to think he's retiring. The owner's retiring to a little bungalow somewhere with a garden full of gnomes.
See, gnomes scare me. Like nuns. Gnomes and nuns scare
Yeah.
me. Because they look like they could move anywhere at any time very quickly, and I wouldn't notice them until they got right up to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are creepy.
They are.
When I used to walk to primary school, there was a house on a corner plot, and the garden was completely full of different gnomes and little model houses. I used to think it was brilliant, but
I'd be tempted to change the gnomes' positions just to really mess with the house owner's
I think people
head.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
or steal people's gnomes and then take them on holiday and send photos back of them in different places.
I think that's the plot of the film Amelie.
Oh yeah. No, it
You've
isn't. I've made
confused
that
that
up
with something
completely.
you've read on
No, I
the
think people actually do that.
I think that plot
They do
probably
do
came
that,
from
you know.
somewhere, didn't it? Really?
Yes.
You know, that plot's happened.
Yeah.
I just... Do we need any clay gnomes? Can we not just let this business go?
Well, I don't know. But surely they could make other things. They've obviously got a factory that makes these things in some way. But I was reading about this man who's bought something else for his garden. So he had gnomes, but he has bought now for £1,600 a fiberglass T-Rex.
A fiberglass
Which he's put in his front
T-Rex.
garden
Okay.
in Wales somewhere, I think.
And is it quite a big T-Rex?
Yeah, it looks to be about, I don't know, 8 foot tall.
Right, okay. So it's not life-size,
No.
but it is rather large.
Yes.
And his neighbours presumably are elated that this is going to be...
the story I read said everyone was very pleased. It was in a village and they all liked it.
Well, that's quite cool then.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody put a T-Rex in the next door garden to me, I might be a bit like, what on earth
Yeah.
is happening to my neighbourhood?
Yes.
But, you know, I don't live in one of the classy parts of Folkestone. So, what can you say, really? I don't know. Yeah, I think gnomes need to go away.
Yeah.
I realised recently that Americans don't really do the gnome thing. They have pink flamingos
They
in
do
their
flamingos.
lawns.
I like
Yeah.
flamingos.
I think that's much cooler.
Yeah.
I quite like the pink flamingo thing.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking about getting one of those.
Maybe
But
I should.
instead I've got a metal peacock.
Nah.
But I did go shopping with a 10-year-old, so that's why.
It's something
You go
should
shopping
never
with
do.
a 10-year-old and you're just going out for milk and cereal and you come back with a metal peacock.
Mm.
You just don't know why.
And that's why I'll never have kids. And finally, in Cornish pasty news, the World Cornish Pasty Championships have been held at the Eden Project in Cornwall. 200 entrants went at the Cornish pasty making thing for the entire weekend, and lots of judging happened, and I have no idea who won because it wasn't written in the story.
No.
But is the Eden Project not in Devon?
Oh. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, it can't. Surely it must be in Cornwall.
It must be.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done that.
No.
No, I'm just
No.
mistaken.
Yeah.
I seriously hope I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
That would be dreadful. Do you like any Cornish pasty?
I did used to like Cornish pasties, but now I don't eat gluten.
Well, yes.
Yeah, kind of made them because you can't make gluten-free pastry and it just sort of crumbles. It wouldn't really work.
Yeah. And you don't eat meat either, do you?
No.
So you couldn't have a traditional Cornish pasty
No.
because all of the elements
Yeah.
are against you.
Although, see, in this pasty championship, they did have roadkill.
A roadkill
Now-
pasty?
Although I'm vegetarian, no, actually, no, I wouldn't eat roadkill.
Would you eat pasty made from a suicidal pig.
Yeah, but it might be suicidal because it's, had a terrible life.
See, that's our fault again, isn't it? Yeah. See, I'm not vegetarian because of the animal rights issues.
Yeah.
I'm vegetarian because of environmentally stuff, and I think that it's better for the environment that we don't eat so much meat.
Right. I'm sorry, Neil, we're going to have to do this again. I need to cough.
No, we're doing it now. Cough quietly. Right, but I'm not ending this. I'm making her suffer. That's what I'm good at. Not animals. I don't make animals suffer.
I'm back.
Just ribs. Did you enjoy your cough?
Yes.
Yes, brilliant. It's not the cough that carries you off.
No.
It's the coffin that carry you off in.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Nan.
I'm full of Nan's wise words. Yeah, so you wouldn't eat a roadkill pasty?
No.
The kind of roadkill you get...
It never looks like very appetising.
I suppose deer. If you...
Oh, yeah, well, that would be a bit different, wouldn't it? Yeah, it wouldn't be so mangled.
It wouldn't. But then my worry is that the people who make roadkill pasties for an international pasty competition are going to want the best quality meat, and so they're chasing down...
How are they sure? Yes, it's all a bit suspicious, isn't it? Yes, I'm going to do badger roadkill pasty.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, they've got a very bloody Range Rover.
They're just driving up and down one road all night long.
Setting deer loose across the road to get the best venison cuts.
Yeah, so it's a bit suspicious. What I quite like about this is that they were judged on all different aspects, including crimping and texture.
Crimping's very important to a Cornish pasty.
They need to be crimped.
And see, the traditional Cornish pasty, I was always told, had fruit at one end.
Yes.
As your dessert. But it's been protected since 2011, but I've never seen one with fruit.
No.
So I'm assuming the protected one doesn't have fruit.
Well, it's that sweet and savoury thing. It's all wrong.
Well, I think they put a pastry divider in, don't they?
Do they?
Between the fruit and the meat. To stop your gravy getting on your apples. Ugh. Do you not like apples and gravy?
No.
Apple sauce with things and gravy?
Oh, yeah. Well, that apple sauce you only put on meat, don't you? I'd eat apple sauce out the jar, but...
Well...
Why not?
Yeah.
And finally, in drinks news, milk Coke concoction is baffling people, apparently.
Milk Coke?
Yes, so a bizarre drink pairing of soda, well, Coke, and milk has divided opinion on social media.
Would it not curdle?
Well, wouldn't it not just be disgusting?
Well, I've had Coke floats. Have you had a Coke float?
Yeah.
And that's basically Coke with solid milk.
Yeah.
And that's quite tasty.
No, I was always a bit suspicious of that one.
I like root beer floats, I'll be honest. Because I love the medicinal taste of root beer.
Anything that you've got with float in it, I mean, that just...
You just hate the word float.
You're thinking float, you're thinking floater, aren't you, really?
Well, I'm not.
You are now.
Well, no, I never will. I've banished that from my brain.
No, everyone's thinking that now. Sorry, everyone.
Okay. No, I really like a Coke float or an ice cream soda float. With a bit of vanilla ice cream at the top. Gorgeous.
No.
I just think making a milk and Coke drink...
It's just going to look like...
It's going to fizz up. Because do you know you make your Coke float and you put your ice cream in and it fizzes massively? I
didn't realise you were such an expert on this subject.
I am the world's leading expert
you apparently are.
Coke floats. Made thousands in my life.
Yes.
Yeah. Surely when you put Coke into milk, it's just going to fizz massively.
Or maybe you put the milk in the Coke.
It would still fizz massively.
It's going to fizz. The lime in the coconut. Who knows?
And shake it all up. That's
Yes.
a good plan.
Apparently Brummies love it, though.
Well, they would.
Somebody wrote on Twitter.
They would, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Those Brummies.
And somebody else said, can't believe people really drink milk and Coke together.
That's somebody there thinking everything everyone's ever...
Yeah,
you know.
I mean...
Yeah, we've all thought that, haven't we?
What about, if you can think of any other disgusting concoctions? Somebody told me the other day that they make a sandwich with peanut butter and soft cheese.
I once met a man who put orange juice on his cereal.
Oh.
I don't know why he put orange juice on his cereal.
I could tell you a funny thing, actually. Once my brother tried to fry sausages in shampoo.
Why?
Because it was apricot shampoo, and somebody had left it by the cooker when they unpacked the shopping, and he thought it was oil, and so he tried to.
And he didn't realise at any point.
He did realise, I think, quite soon, but it also explained the state of his hair.
He was putting oil in his hair. Oil in your hair is a thing. I've just come back from Marrakesh, and they use oil in their hair and beard. It keeps it from drying out. Because if you see any of my holiday photos, you'll see that I look like I've put a finger in an electric plug socket because my hair just died. And finally, in weird alien news, it appears the Doctor Who theme is to be taught to children. A recent thing about orchestras teaching children free musical coaching classes. They're going to be teaching them Delia Derbyshire's original 1963 Doctor Who theme. Ribs.
I think that's brilliant.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have learned that as a kid.
And I think they should learn other TV theme tunes as well.
Yes.
Like The X-Files.
Is that because you've got that one stuck in your
Yeah,
head?
because I keep thinking, what's Doctor Who theme tune? And all I've got in my head is The X-Files.
Which was the X-Files one?
Oh, no.
How's it go?
Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's The X-Files, but maybe not.
Hopefully the children will do it slightly better than that if they're going to do it.
I once spoke my friend. I lived with two flatmates, Canadian flatmates, and we used to watch the X-Files.
Right.
And I fiddled with their computer so that instead of the startup music, the Windows startup music, it played the X-Files theme tune, but sung by me and the other flatmate.
Amazing.
And she had no idea how to change it. It was brilliant. You'd hear her turning a laptop on in her room and then going, "Wah!"
Oh, that's quite joyful.
Most fun. Yes.
So, what other theme tunes would you have them be taught?
I don't know.
I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of the Wombles, who you sung earlier.
Yes. The Flumps.
Danger Mouse.
Yeah.
Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse. I love Danger Mouse.
Yes. That would be great. Yes. Did you ever watch there was a cartoon called Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim.
You know it?
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, I know Earthworm Jim. Yes.
Earthworm Jim, he is a groovy guy. Earthworm Jim. Something else.
Yeah,
Yes.
I had the video game.
Oh, brilliant.
There was a video game of it, and Queen Slug for a butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the baddie.
That was fantastic.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I could be quite happy to be taught the Earthworm
Although I
Jim
think
theme.
that they were thinking of teaching them some classical music, and we've gone off into the realms of daft.
What other TV shows have classical themes?
Well,
Match of the Day?
X-Files. Match of the Day. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, they'd like that, wouldn't they?
It's classic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they played on recorders, I expect.
Yeah.
I was
Amazing on
convinced
recorders.
the Doctor Who. I was convinced it had a theremin in it,
Right.
but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
I've read the entire Wikipedia article, which I think if you printed out would be about 20 foot long.
Does Modern Who not have a theremin?
No,
No.
it's all done. It's quite interesting. This version, it was done very complicated because they didn't have all the equipment then, so they cut bits of tape and stuck them together, and it's all like really, really intensive hard work. Yeah,
that's
but
quite
now
cool.
it's done with modern synthesizers, but no theremins.
It doesn't have a theremin. It does have a female doctor.
Oh yes,
Which, are you loving?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm loving as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
It's very joyful.
yes,
Yes,
definitely.
I like it. And I love her outfit, and I'm going to try and cosplay it at some
Are
point
you?
in my future.
Oh.
Braces are cool.
Oh yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, cool. I
Yeah.
could do that. I could wear braces. Would that
You-
be weird because you wear braces? Then
Then we'd both be wearing braces, and
Yeah.
that's a little bit...
double
Yeah.
acty.
Are we not a double act?
Are we a double act? Maybe we are. I don't know.
Who
Yes.
knows?
Well, anyway. And finally, in swan news. Apparently, swans are now addicted to fast food.
Really?
I don't think it's all swans, but
Okay.
no, some swans near Leighton Windermere
Right.
are now, well, it's because visitors have been throwing them chips and scraps of bread and stuff, and now they've kind of really got into it, and they've been there's a picture of them here outside Tesco Express, 2 swans.
I love that. They're just swanning
Yes.
around.
Yeah, swanning around.
Yeah.
And and they're going to fast food outlets and begging, basically.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think a begging swan is probably quite scary. I would definitely
Swans-
give them my burger.
are quite scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they can break your arm with their neck.
With their neck,
Yeah, they've got enough power in their neck that if they hit you with it, it can break a bone.
but would they?
Well, they would, because they're
I've
quite
got
vicious.
that picture in my mind now. I want to pretend to be a swan and do that.
They're quite vicious swans.
They are, yeah.
My uncle used to keep geese
Oh, yeah, they
against their will, like lock them in a cupboard. But they are very vicious. He never needed a guard dog
Yeah.
because the geese would just
I've been
attack
chased by
anyone.
geese in France once. It was quite alarming. Yes.
We used to have big bamboo sticks by the door so you could tap them on the nose to stop them chasing you. It
Oh, God.
was the only way to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The only Canadians that are rude. Canadian geese.
Yes, Canadian geese.
Yeah, they don't even say sorry afterwards.
Oh, dear.
Mm.
Do they say, we're going oot? No.
They're going out and about to attack a postman.
Yeah.
Do you think the swans have a fast food preference?
Well, possibly they do. I haven't read the entire article, so maybe it says somewhere. But one of them was, some of them been rummaging through bins by takeaway shops. I think it's quite
Well,
fun.
I can see that somebody who works for Windermere Lake Cruises has said that the problem is that everyone was feeding them down by the lake,
Oh.
and then somebody's put up a sign, and now the swans are not getting what they want.
Right.
So he doesn't actually mention what the sign
Does it
says.
say,
we
want more food?
I don't know.
Did the Swans write it?
Did the Swans put up the sign?
I don't know.
Saying, caviar please,
Yeah.
we're done with chips.
But it says here, one peckish swan even walked 1.5 miles into Windermere town centre. Did it not fly?
Yes.
They could fly,
That's
can't
a
they,
very
swans?
lazy swan, isn't
I'm
it?
sure.
Just like, I'm just going to trundle
Did they
into
watch
town.
it walk? I'm out near. I reckon it flew.
I mean, I love the, unfortunately, this can cause health problems for the birds. I mean, it causes health problems for everyone.
Yes.
Fast food is
Fast
just
food
a health
is
problem.
not good.
Yes. It is fast, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Although apparently their natural diet is made up of snails, which are not fast.
They're very slow.
food.
Slow food.
Slow food.
Yeah.
It's better for you. Yes.
Yeah, it is better for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do like some slow food. Well cooked, slow food.
Snails? Have you had snails?
I have. Before I became veggie, I had
Yeah.
I love having weird and wonderful meats and weird and wonderful animals before I
you
became
now?
vegetarian. I had ostrich, alligator, kangaroo, camel, zebra, wildebeest, pigeon, all sorts of weird and wonderful
God.
bits. I did a bit of a gourmand of just
Yeah.
trying weird stuff. Even went to China and was offered dog, and that's sort of where I drew the line, really.
I've tried snails once when I was in on my first French school trip, but they're just bits of gristle that taste of garlic.
I've seen another story about animals eating weird food. That fox is happy to eat chlorine chicken.
Oh, I think you've got a bit confused there, Neil. It's Liam Fox.
Oh, the International
Yes.
Trade Secretary.
Yes.
We all know who he is, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, we haven't had to look that up at all.
No, trying to drum up trade for chlorine chicken from America.
Apparently, he would happy eat it if we were importing it from the US.
Of course he would. He's the International Trade Secretary.
Yeah.
I doubt he'll ever have chlorine chicken.
No.
The rest of us will have to suffer through it. But hey.
You've been listening to And Finally with Ribs and Dill. If this is the first time you've listened to our podcast, hello! Please subscribe. If you are back for seconds, thirds or multiples thereof, welcome back. Please like, thumbs up, cheer or show your appreciation in whatever way your podcast provider allows. It all helps us lure in unsuspecting listeners. If you'd like to keep up to date with our plans, you can subscribe to our mailing list via our website at ribsanddill.com. Or join the rest of the gang on the And Finally with Ribs and Dill Facebook group. Thanks for listening.